Hey, what's going on, everybody? Ernie, how you doing yet? Fried? Who else is here? Just you two. Hey, how's it going? Get this minimized here, right? And then we'll go here. And I think we're all set. I think we're ready. So we're back in Kerbal. We're back in Kerbal, and I think I got this figured out. I think I got this figured out. Where's my, there it is. Where's my mouse? Maybe I don't have that figured out. Yep, I was going to ask you the same thing, Fred, if you've had a chance to hop in there. And if not, I can meet you in there either later this afternoon or whenever. Get you sorted out. So we need to go right here. We're going to go with the Saturn V again. And we can, I did this trial and error. I did this several times off camera. And I did eventually get to the moon. And I think, yeah, as long as we've got crew on board, I don't think we need a mechanical jeb. Yep, and we've got crew on board. Okay. And I got a couple other mods that I had to download as well. So I think we're just about ready. We can crack straight on in, as they say. And as lightweight as this game is, I mean, it's not, realistically, it's not the best looking game. It works, it does what it does, but it's not the best looking game. But it still takes a really, really long time to load, even off of SSD. Interesting. All right, so one thing I can tell you is you definitely got to check your staging, and that will be, it's less critical now, but I'm going to check everything down here just to confirm. Yep, I think we're good. Okay, so we will bring up ascent guidance. We're going into a higher orbit. We're going into a 700-kilometer orbit. Auto staging is on. Auto warp is on. Prevent engine overheats. We're all good there. We're going to go right on the equator, so 0 for inclination. Like that. Like that. Here we go. You were able to get all the mods. I never got Modern Classics figured out. I can't find it. It's a DLC, but it's not. It's a mod, but it's not. So I was not able to get Modern Classics in. I don't know how to do that. Because it's not on the server. Like, the server has all the DLC. It's got, like, the Big Bud and the Platinum expansion and everything. So Modern Classics is not on the server as an option to select. But you also can't download it as a standalone mod because you buy it through the store and it comes in as a DLC. So I don't know if it's possible to have Modern Classics on a server, unless we use a cracked one, but I don't want to do that. Try to keep it, you know what I'm saying, above board. Try to keep it legit. That's that one, and that one, and that one. Okay. So same as the last time we tried this, I'm going to do it one time in the Saturn V because I know that works. And then we're going to hop in the rig that I built and see if it works as well. Not works as well. I mean, let's see if it works also. Because what I did was sort of copied over... Oh, there goes my voice. What I did was sort of copy over the methodology of the Apollo program. And as we go through the steps here, I mean, I guess there's other ways to do it. Now, I guess there's other ways to get to the moon that we figured out in the past, what, like 50 years? But sometimes I think the way that they came up with is the one that works the best. So we'll see. But I know as I tested this little by little, it was like I failed further and further out from the Earth every time. And eventually I was able to kind of string together everything and make it all the way there and back. All right, so there's coming up on 150K for apoapsis. And this ought to blow out at some point. Yep, there it goes. So there's 600 on apoapsis. This stage is kind of funny. I feel like it runs out at exactly the wrong time. And then it blows these other panels off up here. Yeah, they just kind of fall off. I'd like them to, I don't know, come off differently. All right, so we're going to turn off auto staging now. That is critical. Because if some of this stuff stages when you don't want it to, You're stuck, man. You're trapped in space. Get rotated around here. We'll circularize and be on our way. And I guess I had misremembered, or I don't know, maybe I haven't seen that movie recently. But I was under the impression that we would drop this third stage at some point and then get to the moon just with the fuel that is underneath the lunar orbiter. But that's not the case. We're going to use this third stage to get most of the way there. And I've been dropping it about, I'd say probably 75% of the way to the moon. I've been dropping it just so it's out of the way. All right, and we got 10 seconds of delta V here. Circularize. And beautiful. All right. So now, what we want to do is, so what I was doing was I was dropping the third stage now, flipping the lander around, right, and then continuing on. And that is not what we want to do. What we want to do is go to Maneuver Planner. I'm going to plan a maneuver, and we're going to zoom out, select the moon as a target, and we're going to do our Hohmann transfer. All right, so create and execute. There we go. And what this will do is it's going to make the calculations. Now, you don't have to execute the nodes. You can just create them and then do the navigation manually. Or I guess once you have the navigation, you can do the maneuvering manually. But I'm going to do it automatically. So if we go here, right, we're all turned around. And we just need to speed up time. There we go. For this next burn. And this is going to be 21 seconds. And essentially all we're going to do is take our circularized Earth orbit right now. We're going to blow the apoapsis out to just past the orbit of the moon. I think what's the most fascinating to me about this is like the numbers that we're working with here are constants. It seems so random, right? Like you would just put yourself in an eccentric orbit, the outer part of which would take you into the sphere of influence of the moon. That just seems, to me, that seems random. But I have to remind myself, these are physical constants that we're dealing with. So as random as it may seem, these numbers really are almost like carved in stone. So we will stabilize. We're going to speed up time and very carefully select 1000x. And then when we're right about, I'd say right in here somewhere. Okay, this is the critical step 2 that I was missing. So I think what it's calculated, when we asked for the Hohmann transfer, just by default, it has us targeted sort of the center of the moon. And I think it does that to keep the math simple, but we need this next step right here, which is fine-tune closest approach to target. And we want to be at 25 kilometers. This was the missing step. So create and execute. And same thing, we're going to get turned around here. And it's just a 1 second burn. So if we look over here, this is our current course, and then it corrects us to the new dotted line. And what that's going to do is bring us in right behind the moon at 25 kilometers. That's the end of our burn. That's the end of our burn. Okay, so we'll speed up time a little bit less now because we're a lot closer than we were before. So we'll speed up time to 100. Man, I did this several times. I'll tell you what, if I get on that struggle bus today, I don't know what I'm going to do. I was on the struggle bus yesterday. Oh, that's why there wasn't a stream yesterday. I forgot to tell you. I was all set to go. You saw, we were counting down, and at literally like exactly 1 o'clock, like the stroke of 1 p.m. my time, the internet went out. And then it came back up a few minutes later, but XSplit that I used for streaming, it wasn't just that it had completely crashed, it had somehow corrupted itself. So even after I got the internet back, I was not able to reestablish the stream. It took me about 30 minutes, 40 minutes. And I finally decided to just fly offline, because we were going to fly from Gatwick to... Moment, please. All right. We are now within the sphere of influence of the moon. And we can't select it as a target anymore. So even though it looks like we're not doing okay over here, we can fix that very, very easily. We're going to turn prograde and do just the tiniest little burn and take this para-apsis up to 25K. So I was just going to fly offline from Gatwick to Glasgow, and it didn't go so well, I have to say. It didn't go so well, so we'll see. I may be... The bloom is off the rose with VATSIV. We'll see how it goes. All right, so I'm very carefully going to throw a little delta V in here, and we'll just take this up to... 25 kilometers. Pardon that line moving around. There we go. 26,303, but I'm going to leave it right there. So now, if we look down here very carefully, we've got our para-apsis is just about 25 kilometers above the surface of the moon, and we haven't circularized our orbit yet, but we do have an orbit. This is, even though it's not circular, even though it's not complete, this is considered an orbit. So speed up time a little bit. Maybe a little bit more. There you go. So yeah, yesterday was kind of not the best day. Not the best day. And I was all set to stream Farm Sim today. I had decided to do that because we were going to do X-Plane yesterday and then Farm Sim today. But decided not to because I spent the morning sort of getting the farm tuned up, and I'm really, really careful with the Western Shore. Sorry, zoned out there, concentrating. I'm really careful with the Western Shore. I do not want to burn out on that map at all. I really, really love it. So anytime I feel like I've spent more than the right amount of time on that map for any given day or any given week, I do make an effort to kind of step away from it. All right. So as soon as we get down to para-apsis, we'll do a retrograde burn and circularize at 26 kilometers. Oh, you know what? Hang on. Gotta do one more thing. I almost forgot. Oh, don't forget anything when you play this game. Golly. As soon as you do, something goes wrong. So we are going to get rid of our third stage. There goes that one. And then the next stage is the escape tower. Carefully. Oh, right on, Ernie. That makes me feel like I should spend more time in MP. All right, so we want to... nerve-wracking. We want to come up here. We want to control from here. We want to come back here. Decouple the lander. Set it as the target. And then we want to open the docking autopilot. Force roll. And put these two together. Beautiful. Now, remember what I was saying about staging? So there's a rocket engine on the lander as well. And right now, I don't know if you can see it, but if I try to zoom in on it, if you look at this engine right here, it's the next one that's sequenced in the stack. So I've made this mistake a few times. I've turned this engine on and it's the wrong one. We want this one. So what you need to do is, what you got to do is move this down here, and then this one, move this one here, and then move that there, and move that there. So now, this is the big one right here. This is the one that will handle the descent. And then this is for getting back up to the lunar orbiter. This is the separator right here. And this is the, where is it? That's that one. This is the separator, and these are the two solid boosters. Wait a minute. Is there another one in there? It's that one. All right. We'll find it. So I think, and we're still controlling from here. Yep. Control from here. Control from here. So we'll turn this engine on now. Oh, nervous. I hope this works. We're going to turn this on now. We'll get rid of the docking. We're going to go back out here, speed up time a little bit. Some mods you didn't have. Do you know which ones they were? Off the top of your head? And I think, yeah, there's a way for you to download directly from the server. I think we got you set up for that. All right. So now, it's right in here. And if we go back to the maneuver planner, we want to circularize at the next para-apsis, which is right here. So that will circularize at 26,437 meters. Create and execute. Yeah, there were some that I had that I thought were up to date as well, and turns out they weren't. So it's I think there's a lot of different copies of mods floating around. Come in here. All right, so we are just about to be in lunar orbit. Got a 19-second burn, and that will bring in the ends of, yep, bring in the ends of that orbit. Okay. And this will leave us, I've calculated about 50% of this quantity of fuel needs to be available to us to make it back to Earth. And that is, there we go. A little bit of burn right there. And we are circular at 25 kilometers. Okay. Next thing we need to do is we need to transfer some crew over. And for this, so this was also, I was definitely struggling with this. So the lunar lander right now is unmanned. There's nobody in it. And it doesn't have a mechanical jeb on it. I didn't put one on because that wasn't, I don't know, part of the Apollo program or whatever. So right in here, there are these hatches. We can open both of these. But I found out the Clampatron docking port Junior is not big enough for a Kerbal to fit through. I don't know why it exists. I really don't. I don't know what it's for if you can't move crew back and forth through it. So what I got was this thing right here. And what it lets you do is override and just essentially teleport crew from one place to another. So we've got the command pod over here with 3 in it, and the LEM over here. And we're going to transfer we're going to transfer. So now we have 2 of our crew in the lunar lander. Okay. All right. So we get rid of this now. And we're going to undock. And then control from here. All right. Control from here. And we want this again. And we want landing guidance. So we want to pick target on a map. Let's pick something in daylight that we can have some visibility when we land. So let's say right about here. And then I'm going to go in and make this just equatorial, right? So then we want land at target. There we go. So we'll go back here. A little bit of warping. And we should start a descent. You were able to get logged in, Fried? Right on. And I haven't found a camera yet that sort of stays at the angle I want. It seems like we've always got something behind the shot, right? Like somehow the camera is always not pointed exactly where I want it to be pointed. All right, So this is our... There we go. Always forgetting something. This is our low D-orbit burn. Is that correct? There's our warp. A little bit of maneuvering. Fried, I can... I can't do it at the moment. Ernie, do you have admin for MP? If you do, I think you can... Yeah, you can give him... you can give Fried money. If you don't... let me text you the login. Hang on. Texting while flying here. Oh, you know what? I don't have to send it to Ernie. I can just send it to you. Hang on. Where you at? Okay, Fried, I just sent you the... Okay, Ernie has it. Fried, I just sent it to you as well. You can log yourself in. You can log yourself into MP Manager and give yourself... I think everybody started with 500K. Get the wheels out here, get the lights on. I'm really curious if we're going to be able to do this with the rig that I built. I mean, it seems like we should, but you never know, right? Like once you have the steps down, it seems easy enough, but I don't know. We'll find out. Yep, no worries, Fried. And should we be... I'm not seeing a countdown clock for our Delta V burn. And where we want to land, right? Like these two is not the same. I'm waiting for this to move over here. And at some point, I think we will land. Yeah, there we go. So, okay, it is making some corrections. All right. I believe it's left alt M. It should be in your F1 panel up above. For me, the key combo is... oh, no worries. For me, the key combo is, it's either left alt M or left control M. So we've got a 35-second burn, a little bit less than a minute and a half to impact. That's not encouraging. Left alt M, there you go. And it's doing just little tiny burns. But I'm waiting for these two targets to line up. All right, here we go. A little bit more burn. And we are definitely descending. I think we're going to miss our target. Yeah, we're going to be about 20K off. I think it's because I didn't activate that engine exactly when I should have. I'm curious why I didn't correct it, but oh well. These things happen. Just hoping it doesn't give us some kind of landing error because we're trying to put it in the wrong place. All right, because we're about, we got about, looks like we got about half a tank of fuel left, and we've got a 17-second burn. Yeah, you need to make yourself an admin. You can just add yourself as an admin. It's under the gear menu, I believe, top right. Yeah, no worries. Either one works. And I think, oh man, the fuel quantities are amazing. I guess this is designed to be as close as possible, as accurate as possible to the Apollo program. But a lot of these, I noticed when I was testing it, a lot of these maneuvers and actions end up where you've got just the tiniest little bit of fuel left. There you go. I can hop in as well. We'll get you sorted. All right, here we go. Let's turn that off. Brakes, brakes, brake. Oh God. There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the moon. We made it. All right, and so this, you can like go outside. Let me see, is it here? Yeah, you can go outside with one of your little guys. The problem that I found is once I hop off here, it was super difficult for me to like get back up to it. I had to keep jumping and try to grab it. So we're not gonna do that. Well, I mean, kind of have to. It is. I don't really like these little characters, but they do have a certain, I don't know, whatever. But now we got to get back inside. This may take a minute, because what we need to do is find this little trigger to climb. I don't know if you saw it there. It just barely kind of flickered. There we go. Nope, nope. We'll get it. All right. And then we can, we want to go where? Up here and then board. All right. This is the tricky part now. So we've got this engine down here, but the way that this thing gets back up there is it stages with these little solid rocket boosters and this separator in here, separator right in there. And then just this part flies back up to the lunar orbiter, and this part down below stays on the surface. So if we fire up the rendezvous autopilot, go out here, we select the lunar orbiter. All right, let's go here first. If we go here, we're going to launch into the plane of the target. 2 minutes and 47 seconds. I'm not going to accelerate time. Let me go back here. What? So, there. Couldn't find my crew. All right, so we want to, in 2 minutes and 30 seconds now, we're going to stage. and then go full throttle. And I think that will get us going. And then while we're in orbit, not in orbit, while we're ascending, oh, that's not what I want. Not what I want. Already we got problems. While we're ascending, that's what I said, booty trap. Hang on. Unset target. Set target. There we go. So while we're ascending, then we'll engage the autopilot. But I feel like we need to stage up off of the lunar lander and just get the LEM on its way back, and then we can bring the autopilot in. Because if I engage the autopilot now, when the timer gets down to 0, this whole thing will try to fly up. And it can do it, but I don't think it's meant to. It doesn't look right. It doesn't look like the movie. So we'll wait till we get down to, like, we can speed time up just a little bit. Wait till we get down to about 10 seconds. And we'll try to fly this first part. It's like semi-manually. All right, there's 10 seconds. Oh, that was dicey. That was dicey. That was not how it was supposed to work. And those solid rocket boosters burned out like immediately. That was interesting. I thought those would give us at least, I don't know, like 3 or 4 seconds. All right, so this is going to put us in a 25-kilometer orbit, and we should be fairly close to the orbiter. And if we're not, because this thing doesn't have really any fuel on it at all, what we can do then is hop into the orbiter and take care of the rendezvous from that side, because it's got more fuel. Although I really, if it's possible, I don't want to waste any of that fuel at all, because we need all of it to get back to the Earth. All right, so we are now, yep. Apoapsis is 25K. We just need to circularize. Golly, a 50-second burn. That's a lot of fuel. This thing really doesn't have any mass to it though, so I think we'll be okay. I hope. 30 seconds. Come on now. I think we'll make it, but it's so tight. Like, whoever built this thing, they calculated the fuel values down super, super accurately. All right, Ernie. Thanks for stopping by. See you soon. There we go. And that is circular at 25K. Beautiful. So now, one more quick little burn. There you go. Stabilize that. Now we want our rendezvous autopilot. That's right here. Yeah, that's the kind of camera angle I want. Where it's not... Oh, of course, then as I say that, it goes completely black. What are you going to do? Space is dark. All right, and it is going to do some phasing orbits, so we can watch that from out here. I'm going to have a drink of water too. Trying to hydrate more. I wonder if it's possible. I mean, you would think it would have to be. I wonder if it's possible to calculate the rendezvous from where we launched off the surface of the moon. So rather than getting into orbit and then coordinating the rendezvous from there, that you would be able to time your ascent and just end up right next to the orbiter. Right on, Fried. I was hoping we could get several of us in there this weekend. I was hoping if everybody was around, maybe we could get 3 or 4 or 5 people in at once. I haven't seen Fred at all. I think he's been kind of busy, or he's just not into it. But I know Owen has been in, Saint has been in, Ernie's been in. I've been in a couple times. So if we could get everybody available at once, I think we'd have a monster, probably grass session. That's typically how that works out. All right, and where is... Oh, there they are, right there. I was wondering where the orbiter was, and it's right in front of me. I've noticed this as well. I don't know if this is because of a mod or I don't know what's going on, but I feel like... So I'm going to control from here and then go over here. I feel like the RCS jets are just like non-stop. Set as target. Close that. Docking autopilot. There we go. Never been able to properly play with other people. What do you mean? I'm going to wait till after we dock. I think if I hop into this other one while we're docking, it will interrupt the process, but these... the RCS blocks just blowing monopropellant. I don't know if that's actually using anything or if it's just kind of like a visual bug. But I've seen it a couple times. It does concern me. But I'm running, I mean, not a lot. Well, I take that back. I don't know how many mods is a lot for Kerbal. I'd say probably 12 or 15 mods running. And I think you can see like most of them down the side here. I like the physics of this, that you start with this. I think the Saturn V was like 800,000 pounds or something as it sat on the pad. Just some ridiculous weight. You wonder how it's even possible to lift that off the ground. But at every stage, it drops more weight. So it goes from this like million-pound thing to, at the end, the crew capsule is like as big as a van. And every time you do that, as you have less mass, you need less thrust and less fuel to move it. Yeah, I've had the same experience myself. The internet really brings out the worst of people. That was sort of how my day went yesterday with VATSIM. And I'm curious if I'm going to be able to get that sorted out. I tried IVAO today, which is an alternative to VATSIM, and whoever built the client put the Miss Pac-Man sound when you disconnect or sign out of the app. They use the Miss Pac-Man sound, and the way I have my sound set up, yeah, I need those to stop, man. It's not burning monopropellant, but I still need it to stop. All right, so we're going to control from here. Yeah, I think we might just be stuck with that. All right. So let us confirm what engine is active, and it is that one. Okay. So we're going to go back here. We're going to go back to Earth. And this is also in the maneuver planner. Return from a moon. Approximate final para-apsis, 250, so we can fly by our space station we built. Create and execute. So they put the Miss Pac-Man sound in their client, and the way that I have my audio set up, most of my games are turned down really, really low. I have the music kind of medium loud, and then I just use the volume knob on my headset to sort of fine-tune it. But I've got the balance just right for everything. And I about came out of my chair the first time I heard this today. It was so unbelievably loud. So I think they have it in there as a system sound, or it could just be something I need to mix in the Windows mixer. Let's turn this on. Could be something I just need to mix, but it's completely uncalled for. And I couldn't find a way to turn it off, so I just uninstalled the client. You know, that's the thing that I think a lot of devs and modders and even people that do things for free like VATSIM or IVAO, I think people lose sight of the fact that the project may be super, super important to you, but as consumers of digital entertainment and games and digital media and all those things, the landscape is really, really crowded with stuff for us to do. So if there are any problems, if there's anything about your app or your client or your game or your sim that are going to cause me to not necessarily lose interest in it, but make me wonder how much fun I'm actually having, you just step away from it. And there's really nothing, there's no drawback to that because there's so much other entertainment. We need to go to fine-tune closest approach. All right, this is the tricky part because as it stands right now, we are in, as we were before, we are about to go into a very eccentric orbit around the Earth. So we'll speed time up a little bit and wait till we get to SOI. So yeah, what's the other one? Oh, Pilot Edge is the other one. Pilot Edge only represents the Western United States, and it's about $400 a year. I don't know if $400 a year is worth it to me for just the Western United States. That is a fun place to fly, and I do like Seattle to San Francisco or Portland to Los Angeles or San Francisco to San Diego. Those are fun flights. Covers Las Vegas, Salt Lake City, Phoenix, and Denver, plus all the little airports in between. So when you combine all that, it's not a bad area to fly in, but it's, I don't know, it's not my favorite area to fly in. I really do prefer flying in Europe. So it's, at this point, Pilot Edge is not really an option. IVAO, I just won't use that client as long as that sound file is in it. And all that leaves is VATSIM. So if we're able to get things sorted out today, great. And if not, I'll just fly offline until there's another service to fly in. You know, I do these things for fun. And if it's not fun, there's no reason to do them. All right, so we want to go right here. Waiting. Carefully waiting. I got my finger on this warp button. Got to slow down immediately. Yeah, it's I don't know. I don't want to bring the stream down talking smack on VATSIM. I'm supposed to have a conversation with them later, and perhaps we can sort it out. All right. So we want to now tune our approach, closest approach, to 250, right? Must select a target for the course correction. I mean, is it not Earth? How about change apoapsis? So we're gonna make our apoapsis 250. Our paraapsis is about 60,000. So we'll go once around the. It seems like, oh, close. It seems like this would be a good time to start our descent. I don't know why I'm not able to do this in one step, like why we need to make this second orbit. But this will bring, when we do this burn here, we'll bring our apoapsis in just about to the height of it. In fact, there it is right there. There's our space station right there. Fantastic. So once we have the apoapsis in, then we can bring the paraapsis in. So we won't have to go all the way back out almost to the moon's orbit. But I do wonder why I'm not able to set the paraapsis to the altitude I want as we're leaving lunar orbit. All right, so that is now, oh, it's working, it's working. And plenty of delta V. Perfect. So now we're going to circularize at 250. All right. We're going to circularize at the next apoapsis. Create and execute. Yep. I think this is right. Eight-second burn. We've got, I mean, we're in Earth orbit now, so I think we're going to be okay either way, but we're really, really light on delta V. And I think because we're so low, is it going to accelerate time at all? It doesn't want to. All right, so let me go 4x on the time, but it's still going to take a minute to get over there. I think the reason it's doing that is because we're so low, relatively. Oh, easy. I didn't do that. All right. I wanted to speed up time a little bit, and then it sped up a lot. All right, so we've got 6-second burn now. It said 8 seconds before, but it's corrected to 6 seconds. Just enough delta V to pull that off. Oh, fantastic. And we are circular at 250. Beautiful. RCS blocks are still blowing. I don't know what can be done about that. All right, so our next thing we need to do is we need to go here, and we need to, let's drop the, LEM first. So that's gone, right? And then we're going to, it's that one. Yep, we're going to stage this. And now that's gone. Is that right? There. Oh, shit. All right. Wasn't expecting that. And now we need landing guidance. Let's go the VAB. All right. Do we get a... All right. Do we get an arrow or anything? We do. Okay. Fantastic. Whoa. Easy. We do. Okay. We're going to land right next to the VAB. Here we go. So we go... No, man. Right there. Yeah, I don't know what's causing those blocks to do that. I don't like it though. So this is the high deorbit burn. And we're starting to descend. Yeah, I mean, it's not the most immersive game. I feel like it's more of a kind of a nerd sandbox than it is an immersive video game, but it's still a little distracting to see those things just blowing continuously. Hope that doesn't happen on the rig we built, but we'll find out momentarily. And I don't think... Yeah, it's not using any monopropellant at all. It's just a visual bug. Yep, not letting me speed up. So we'll just need to let the process happen. Oh no. Oh no. I forgot to bring the crew back over from the LEM. Oh, they're gonna... No, you know what? They're not going to die in space. They're going to... And I wonder if we could... Yeah, I wonder if we could do that. What we might be able to do is, after we get this thing on the ground, we'll see if we can hop in the LEM and dock it with the space station and save our crew. Completely forgot about them. Man, I always forget something. Always forget something. I'm building a checklist for the 757, 767 and X-Plane. I couldn't find a good one for it, the flight factor. As much as I've looked, I've never found a good one for it. So I'm going to build my own. I'm using the actual Boeing manuals, but just building a checklist for X checklist. And I need them. I always forget things if I don't have a checklist. So if there was the same sort of thing for this. Yeah. They're going to be okay. Man, when you see, and in fact, we may be able to, we may fly past it. No, it's on exactly the other side. Well, you know, we can just hop in it while this is happening. Can we go to tracking? Yeah, we can go to tracking and hop in it that way. It may take a minute to load though. Game. All right. You know what? We're just going to stick with this. We're going to stick with this. I thought we locked up there. Let's get this thing on the ground. Once we do, we can hop in that station. And Fried, I downloaded your stuff, but I haven't used any of it yet. I'm trying to figure out how I can use it. Because the pieces, I mean, I would say that they're not too big. I don't want to say that, but they're really big. So I got to figure out what to do with them and how to lift them. Because they're super, super heavy as well. But I'm happy with what I got so far. I found some solar panels, and they're absolutely massive. They're so big that like one set of them is powering my entire space station. I was thinking I was going to have like multiple arrays like the ISS has. And I ended up with just like one massive solar panel powering everything. It's a nice animation though. The way it unfolds is really well done. So I'm having fun with the mods. And I'm definitely glad that I got CCAN. I like that every time that I remember to just fire up CCAN, hit update, and it updates everything automatically. So makes it a lot easier. And I don't know, man. It says we're doing our high deorbit turn. Yeah, I definitely want those because I feel like that's what makes a space station a space station. I mean, I know the ISS doesn't have those because it's not a movie. But if you want gravity, you got to have the big spinning thing. There's no other way to do it. So, yeah, I like that. And I mean, we've already built one around the Earth. So I would think the next thing would be to build one around Mars, build an orbiter, build a space station, a Martian orbiter. Yeah, why not? And, well, I mean, we wouldn't really need the rotating pieces for that because it's got gravity. No, we would because even though Mars gravity is the same as, or similar to Earth gravity, you're not in gravity when you're in orbit. So, yeah. All right, maybe we'll try to get some of those big rotating pieces to Mars. See how that works out. And this, this went a little quicker last time. This is definitely taking a minute. And it's not letting me speed up time. But what can you do? It's gaming, right? I don't think we're making our descent. Yeah, I don't think we're making our descent yet. I think we've got to do a couple more, because we'd be descending like right now. Are we? Are we going to do that? I think we need to orbit a couple more times and just get lower and lower until we finally start hitting. All right, Fried. I think we're going to need to make a couple more orbits till we start to scrape the atmosphere and really bleed off speed. But we are definitely descending. Yeah, I would, while we're waiting, I would hop in the space station, but I don't want to crash the game. And I think, yeah, I mean, our orbit is decaying. So we should be orbiting what? Lower orbit means you're going slower? He said confidently. I'm not 100% on my Newtonian physics. But I think if we might be too far to see it. But yeah, if we get into a significantly different orbit, we'll have different phasing and we will pass it, but we may be too far away to see it properly. No worries. We'll see it at some point. What is that right there? Oh, I think that is, yeah, I think that is the, all right, this is meant to be like our Cape Canaveral right here, but I don't think we're going to get down to it in time. Not this orbit. Next time. And I just noticed our altitude is dropping. Our gross altitude is dropping, but our orbit is 250 apoapsis, 205 paraapsis. I assume because we're in auto land mode now that those will continue to correct. But I'm just curious how this whole process is going to look. So we're coming up on paraapsis. Let's see. See if anything interesting happens. And I did just notice our paraapsis is like more or less directly above where we want to land. So I imagine as our orbit continues to decay, this paraapsis just moves straight down, it will be right at the Space Center. So I think we're okay. It's just taking a little bit longer than I thought, but we'll get there. So the high deorbit burn. I mean, were we meant to... No, you can use RCS to knock yourself down into the atmosphere. And then once you hit drag, it starts to just slow you down. But we've got monopropellant on board. I think. But I was I was just wondering, what is this right here? Saturn V relay. What is this? I don't even know what that is. Interesting. Interesting. So there's parts like, now the lander is right there. Well, right now I'm not descending at all. We're going back up to Apoapsis. But our orbit is our paraapsis now, and we've got about a 20% eccentric orbit, and our paraapsis is directly over where we intend to land. So I don't know if we're phasing right now. I'm not sure what's going on, but I want to see what happens when we get to Apoapsis, and if we don't begin to sort of push further down. I think because we selected our landing point after we were past Apoapsis, we couldn't really make any changes here. But as we pass Apoapsis now, I think we're going to throw a little RCS into the mix and begin to decay out of orbit. I think. We'll see. It says 40 minutes to get there. I mean, I'm not going to wait 40 minutes. That's ridiculous. People got stuff to do. I can't wait 40 minutes while we like drift around a planet. Let's go right there. So there's... Now, if when we pass Apoapsis nothing happens, then we got problems. And we'll figure out what to do next. All right. So 1 minute to... All right. Doing high deorbit burn. Powered coast descent speed. Yeah, I mean, I landed without the stage 4 rocket, the stage 4 engine. I've done it once before, so I know you can just decay out of orbit with just the capsule, but we don't seem to be doing it now. And we're still right at 247 for apoapsis, 205 for paraapsis, and it will not let me accelerate time. I mean, I can just sort of bump at it this way. Because we can't just, you know what I'm saying? Can't just keep sitting there. All right, so RCS is activated. We have monopropellant. But I'm going to try to... Yeah, I'm not sure what's happening now. I mean, I've done this before, but it doesn't seem to be working the same way it did last time. Auto land. Yep. I mean, unless we started from too high in orbit. So let's try this. Let's try this. Is it even possible to do this now? Yeah, I don't think we can do it with RCS, and I don't think... Oh, this is very disappointing. So if we go here now... Now it's not letting me do anything. Hang on. Get rid of all this. Hang on. What is happening? If we go here... And it's not letting me go to tracking. So what I'm looking to do is get back into the lander, right? And see if we can redock the lander with this thing. Because our orbit is not decaying at all. I think we may be in too high an orbit. But it's not letting me get back in here. Can I get into any other vehicle? Can I get in here? What's happening right now? All right, time is not accelerated. So we had... I'm very confused. Control from here. I don't know. I don't know. All right, upon us. I'm glad you feel that way. Yeah, it seems to be... It seems to be, if you want to play realistically, it seems to be the better bet. Did something break just now? We can't go to tracking. Can't go anywhere. Yeah. All right. I mean, let's just let it play. But I'm not able to get in here because I know there's fuel on board here, and I know there is. Interesting. All right. What's broken right now? Try this. We go. And we lost somebody somewhere. Did we have 3 crew before? Nope, still got battery, still got fuel. We just never, I think we started in too high an orbit and we never hit any atmosphere to use to bleed off speed. And now we seem to be a little bit bugged out because I can't get back into the lander to redock these two. And I also can't get into, no nearby objects to focus. Use the map view to select distant ones. It's not letting me select nothing. Is it still... Do I have to deselect it here? I mean, this is saying I don't have any... Didn't leave anyone on the moon. Or did we? Did we? No. No, I don't think we did. All right, well, we may need to revert and launch this again. How long have we been going? Like 73 minutes. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to call it. I want to get back to Earth, but I feel like something's bugged out because it's not letting me tab between vehicles at all. There we go. Still not letting me tab between vehicles. Yeah, I think we may be... Get yourself together, son. Straighten up. It's not letting me select anything else. I'm not sure why. Oh well. That's that mod life. And then the other thing would be if we wanted to go... Let me see if I can go all the way out. And... I don't know, kind of start over, select something else. Yeah, it's not letting me select anything. Huh. Okay. Well, I mean, I'm feeling like it's maybe a little bit bugged out. Yeah, you know, after 70, 75 minutes, if I restart, I feel like I'll probably just call it because it takes a minute to, it's kind of a chunky game to load, so it takes a minute. So I think I might just call it. Man, how many tries is it going to take to get to the moon and back? Let me see. Is there anything else that I can try? Is there anything else we could think of? Anything down here? Command pod. Don't need that. Anything in here? Landing guidance. I can, but it's a long load. I can't go to, right now I can't go to the tracking station. I can't go to the space center. Looks like I can go to the main menu, but I want to know why we can't select any other vehicles. I'm really curious about this. I mean, let's see what Reddit has to say. Kerbal can't select other vehicle. Ah. Yeah, I think it might just be bugged out. Okay. Well, I'll save the thumbnail. Quick EVA. That's a fantastic idea. But it's still not letting me switch. Ah. Yeah, something's... Uh-oh. I'm very confused right now. You know, Reddit very often has the answer. Now I've got no crew. I feel like we're losing people. Oh, you know what? I wonder if that's the problem. Yeah, we don't have any crew on here anymore. Oh, it says we do. Yeah, it's been done. Whoa. Oh, okay. So when you select this, one side is red, one side is blue for the transfer, and I noticed that it was glowing red, and I thought somehow we were like down into the atmosphere. But that's not the case. We're all right. Yeah, I think I did break the game. Because now, when we go here, normally if we selected this, we would have our crew member down in the corner. We got nothing. We got nothing. So I think something is not right. And it might make sense to call it. Because I don't want to restart. I think that is probably not the best fix. So, all right. Once again, we didn't quite make it to the moon. We got close. And we got there. We got probably 95% of the way back. We just didn't quite land. So I'll try to sort this out off camera. Now, we made it there and back in the Saturn V. So next time we'll try to make it there and back in our own vehicle that we build. And tomorrow is Friday. So we'll do some farming. Saturday, probably one of the trucks. And then Sunday, maybe we'll fly. I don't know. We'll figure it out over the next couple of days. But tomorrow will definitely be farm. There you go. All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for stopping back. I appreciate you, Fried. We'll get you sorted out in the MP server. If Ernie's not in there, I'll hop in and we'll get you all set up. All right. Thanks, everybody. See you tomorrow. Good night.